I know most of you here, but my name is Pete Stainthorpe. I'm currently on the Board of Supervisors. I've been a supervisor here for about years, in my 10th year now. I've seen a lot of changes in that time. When I started out, we had a board that was 5 Republicans, and we used to squabble amongst ourselves some. We then had a board that was mixed, Republicans and Democrats, with the Republicans in charge. We then had it turn the other way, and at one point I was the last man standing. I can tell you, I like it when there's 5 Republicans a lot better than I like it the other way. And that's what our goal is this year. We have 2 great candidates. The timing is right, and we're going to take this board back. There's a lot of things that have happened over the past 6 years that really aren't good. You know, we've drawn down our reserves to where we can't afford to do it again. We live like we used to. When I first came on the board, we had plenty of development going on here. We could build a Makefield Park without even thinking about it, just on fees from the developers. It's a new day, my friends, and we can't do that anymore. We need a Board of Supervisors that's fiscally tough, that's going to ask hard questions, and demand that our township officials give you good service, but also at a good price. I'd like to introduce our 2 candidates. I'm backing both of them this year. I'm enthusiastic about them as future supervisors, as candidates, and I think they're going to do a great job, and we're going to end up winning in November. Dobby Dobson Jeff Benedetto. Dobby,
Thanks, Pete. Yep. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Dobby Dobson, for those of you that don't know me, but most of you probably do. And today I am announcing my candidacy as a Republican for the Board of Supervisors for Lower Makefield Township.
A real Republican.
Thank you, Sam. And in doing so, Jeff Benedetto and I have decided to team up for that endeavor. Jeff and I believe in the core Republican values of smaller government, reduce spending, stay within our means, and letting the people decide what's best for how they spend their money. And that's the taxpayers of Lower Makefield, not local government. So why am I running? Simply put, I want to bring fiscal responsibility, fiscal discipline, and common sense government back to Lower Makefield, back the way it was 6 years ago. For the last 5 years, the Democrats have controlled the board, as Pete said. And in those 5 years, they have raised our taxes over 37%. And when you factor in what our leaf collection has gone up, and that's double, the percentages are even higher. And you would think with all these huge increases that they've had in the last few years, that they would be able to put together a balanced budget for this year, 2011. But they couldn't do that without raiding our reserve fund balance to the tune of $185,000. You know, 6 years ago, I think our reserves were close to $1.8 million. Today, they're going to finish at about $600,000. And that is absolutely no way can anybody say that this is a fiscally responsible board today that we have. I would argue that it's actually fiscally irresponsible. So, how do we stop the madness and get Pete and Dan the help that they need to move this board forward? Well, first of all, elect Jeff and I as the next supervisor of this township. Because first, we're going to stop all the needless spending. We got to find ways to reduce spending. Okay, reduce spending means reduce taxes. No more tax increases, keeping that away from our residents. Second of all is no more borrowing. Anybody that has been going through, that has been attending the board meetings, you know, there's some board members that are talking about borrowing money to build things. Well, you know what? When times are good, that may be good. But when times are tough, you just can't do that. You can't borrow money when it means you're going to raise the taxes of our taxpayers. You can't do it. I won't vote for it. Won't do it. Point blank. And I think the third and most important part is that we have to stop spending money that we haven't earned as a township. You know, the days of putting together budgets that spend more money than the tax revenues that are coming into this township are over if Jeff and I are elected. You know, we need to actually spend a little less than what we bring in so we can build our reserves back up to be fiscally strong. You know, it's time to build those back up and not drain them the way this board has been doing the last few years. So in closing, I've spoken to a lot of residents in the last 30 days or so. And what I'm talking about today is what they've been telling me. It's what they want. They want common sense government. They want people on the board that are fiscally responsible. It's what they want. It's what they deserve. And that's what we intend to do when elected. Thank you for coming out.
I just want to start off by thanking God for the opportunity. I want to thank my wife for being here and always supporting me. My beautiful wife. And I want to thank everybody for coming out here today to show their support as well. I greatly appreciate it, and Dobby and I greatly appreciate it, and I know we're really excited about running because we really do have to take it back from the last 6 years, the Democrats controlling the Board of Supervisors. It's been, you know, a situation exactly what Dobby said, and I actually have a few numbers because one of the people I most admire in politics today is Paul Ryan, and I like to be a numbers guy as much as anybody. And to Dobby's exact point, 36.59% tax increase since 2005, since the Democrats took control of the Board of Supervisors. That's what we've had. To put that in perspective, $22 million is what the township's budget is. The county in the last 6 years has raised taxes 7.1%. They have a budget of $463 million this year. So we have a budget of $22 million. We've raised taxes 37%. They have a budget of $463 million. They've raised taxes 7.1% in the last 6 years. Pennsbury, just as another perfect example, Pennsbury's budget in the last school year is $175 million. They've raised taxes since 2005, 10.9%. We've raised taxes in this township, again, 37%. So, and that's not even taking into consideration exactly what Dobby said, where we've doubled the leaf collection from $25 to $50. So in the last 6 years, we've been fiscally irresponsible. We've continued to raise taxes 2 times in the last 6 years. The county in the last 5 years has not raised taxes at all, and that's with a $463 million budget. So those are just some of the things that, you know, some of the economic realities. Some more economic realities of what's going on in this township is that we have sagging revenues. Last year, the revenue that we took in was $94,000 below what we spent. The estimated deficit, exactly what Dobby had said, is $185,000. That's not taking into consideration what happened with the snow removal this year, where we had some major snowstorms. The safe harbor does continue to diminish. At the end of 2010, to Dobby's point, it was $867,000. At the end of this year, without taking into consideration what the snow removal costs, it's forecasted to drop to $657,000. That's an over 24% drop in just 1 year. So Dobby and I are here to start a new day, to have the Republicans take back control of this board and go line by line through the budget, as Dan McLaughlin and Pete Stainthorpe have done, and have a monthly budget to review to ensure that we live within our means and that we maintain this community as the great community it is and the great place that we can afford to live in. So again, we thank you so much for being here. Dobby and I are going to win, and we're going to take back the control of the supervisors, and I appreciate it. And thank you for the opportunity.
We got a great team, and we're going to win in November, and this is going to be a different town. This is a great place to live, make no mistake. One of the things that makes it great is people like these guys that are willing to step up and serve the people. So I'm happy to have you guys, and looking forward to serving.
Happy to do it, Pete.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.